you've ever heard of him. Jared Padalecki! He's new. There he is. Hey!
Look at his beanie.
Timothy Alderton! Keep it going, keep it going. I need so much love for Timothy, please. Oh my goodness. Please welcome to the stage, Mark Pellegrino! And finally,
There's Mark.
our favorite nominee, it's Jim Beaver! Should be. And we made it. There's so many seats to choose from. So many seats. You guys choose wisely. Aww.
Aww.
I love love.
Hello, midgets.
I love love and the outer legends, I agree.
Yeah. My goodness. So, thank you all so much for being here. Aww.
I know.
Look what they did.
I'm the redheaded stepchild who's supernatural.
I feel very comfortable with Lucifer sitting behind all of us.
I know. Do you want to sit? Someone can sit with him.
I
I
know,
don't think anybody wants to go that
No,
far.
that's fine.
I feel like you could snuggle in here.
Do you want to sit with them?
It would be a cozy couch, Mark.
Do you want to
What?
sit?
Come snuggle in here.
Really?
Cozy.
Yeah.
Really?
Finally.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so nice.
There we go.
I'll snuggle.
That's
People
better.
don't know this. Mark Pellegrino is the squashiest bun you could ever meet.
Oh.
Wow.
Wow.
That got dark fast.
It is. Dark is good.
Hey guys, gals. First and foremost, don't want to interrupt. I can't touch Jim. Yeah, I get it. Thanks for not in public. Thanks for bringing us out here. Awesome to be here. Thank y'all for being here.
That's it. Are you sitting on it? Oh, I found it.
Whoa.
I know where it is.
Cheers.
Okay.
Beg your pardon?
He didn't know it was a mic. He thought it was
He was just enjoying it.
Here you go, buddy.
He thought it was a party favor.
It could be.
They could be. Okay. Well, guys, thanks so much for being here. And of course, lady. Do you guys get to see each other way too often or not enough because of these cons?
Way too long.
Yeah. Yeah.
We do get to see each other often, which is amazing. I feel like when we were all working together, we saw each other very often. I don't know about y'all, but I feel like I don't feel like I have a great concept of time. So sometimes I'll see somebody and they're like, I haven't seen you in 2 years. I'm like, what? Like, weren't we just together like last week? Like, no, it was before Odette was born. And I'm like, what? And so one of the most amazing things, hopefully y'all are all having an amazing time. I'm sure you are. But for me, one of the most amazing things is to basically have like a high school reunion a couple times a year and to see the gang.
Except we like each other.
Except a lot of us do. I'm not going to count you in there. Okay. Yeah, we like each other. It's amazing.
The other nice thing is, even if we're not seeing each other in person, we have a supernatural convention text that we are all, I believe we're all on that. So we get to check in on each other, so we should try to make sure everybody's getting birthday love every year. So.
Yeah, when it's someone's birthday, you get 39 alerts
Yeah.
from the one message.
Alerts is how she says alerts. Because she's from Scottishville.
She said alerts, everyone.
Alerts, everyone. Is that okay?
That's good.
Okay.
But when you send it as a text, does it come through with the accent, or is it just
People read it in my accent.
Yes,
You
true,
know.
true.
good?
What accent?
Thank you, Jim.
Yeah, thank you, Jim.
But then if we're very competitive, then some of us have birthday reminders on our calendar, so we can be the first one to text that or somebody happy birthday.
Yeah, is it a little bit of a competition then? It's like who gets there first?
Nobody says it officially, but I think it's understood.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, we're all aware of the alerts.
Alerts.
Yeah.
Are you going to do your Lucky Charms, Dan? No, you can't. Can you? It's not safe. It's not safe for your legs.
No, you gotta stand. Right?
So, I'm wondering, since you all got to, do scenes for most of the part together, but some of you never got to do some scenes together. There you go, right? Can you imagine, like, are there other characters that you wish you could have teamed up with more in the series that your character never got to team up with more?
I mean, I could have had less Mark Shepard. And Mark was so. It was so. Our characters. It was so easy. The chemistry was so easy. I didn't work with as many as the women. I was always with some tall gopher. And at one point, Sam Smith and I tried to be in a scene together. We were in the same room, our characters were in the same room at the same time, and we were making eyes at each other and hoping that the director would notice and put it on camera, but nobody cared. So, I tried to do more scenes with the women.
One of the things about Ruthie and about Mark Shepard is, so the way
I know you're going to say I'm slow. I know you are.
the way an hour-long episode of a TV show is usually scripted is it's about 1 page per minute on average. So it airs over an hour, 60 minutes. So they want 42 minutes of the show and 18 minutes of commercials and recaps and this and that. And so, if Rowena and Crowley had a 1-page scene together, it'd be like, oh, that's gonna be a minute. They talk so fucking slow. Yes, they milk everything.
Milking something is different than slow.
Okay, they milk, it'd be like, hey, how you doing today? Oh, I'm good, I didn't sleep well. Oh, that's too bad. Are you gonna sleep well tonight? I sure hope so. I'm gonna get a bite to eat and have a burrito and a beer and then go to bed. And then you put like Rowena and Crowley and it'd be like, hey love, how are you?
No. Mark Janet is right, because Mark would pause. If I said, hello, how are you? You'd pause and go,
I didn't sleep well. Oh,
That's like a combination of Crowley and Shatner.
essentially, that's how I felt.
It's how would you use a Shatner? How would you call that?
it's not good, whatever it is, it's not good.
Shalley, I believe.
Showley.
That's good.
Yeah.
Perfect.
He shot his pants. What?
Off cracked
Well,
myself.
that's because Mark said he can't defend himself, so we can only assume.
That's perfect.
That's why we're
Exactly why we're doing it, baby.
Yeah.
I would just like to say that this is the closest I have ever been to Jared Padalecki.
Not true.
I don't believe that for a second.
No.
I've been here with both of you.
In public.
In public. Fair play.
What happens in the green rooms in Europe stays in the green rooms in Europe, everybody.
Thank God.
Thank
Chuck.
I was hoping that I was going to have a little romantic story with Mary. Was I think, were you? Really? What going to happen? Who was the card? No, I thought it would be super to put the Winchesters in a super weird place if they had to look at stepdad as Lucifer. Can you imagine?
Yeah,
Awkward.
Very awkward.
That's like a spin-off Friday night sitcom. Stepdad,
I'd watch that.
Lucifer, Nellie's stepdad.
I'd watch that.
I would too. Wow.
I know, but Rowena kind of got around though, because she was into Lucifer because she wanted them to be a power couple, but then she was Chuck's guilty pleasure, and then she was with Richard's character in the stacks. So that got a little bit incestuous too, right? It was a bit,
Yeah.
I don't know. She got around.
Yeah.
Well, It's super.
Slowly. She got around slowly.
We can maybe explore that when we come back for season 16.
Can we have one freaking
Am I
scene
still
with Kane and
dead?
Rowena, please?
Oh, yeah.
People always ask me what do I think happened to Kane after his demise. And I would say I wanted Kane to end up in hell and hang out with Rowena. I think that would have been ridiculous fun times.
Well, I don't know if you know, but I'm in charge down there now. In perpetuity, because I was the last person left in charge, so we can make that happen.
I did a Ken.
You didn't again, you do now.
See now, I'm going to tell that watch out there, so I know that it's, I did a Ken.
You speak fluent Scottish.
Yeah, see.
That's right.
That could be season 17 then.
Yeah.
That's season 17. That's great. Perfect. So my question then is, what did you all think? Sort of like we also got the first few seasons were monster of the week sort of things, and we went very sort of plot driven. Did you have a preference when like it was monster of the week, or more plot driven sort of for the characters that you got to like? Did you? Why did you? Go ahead, Drew.
That's a great question. To your point, yes, it was pitched. The show Supernatural was pitched as two brothers kind of driving across America. Monster of the Week, almost like Twilight Zone. Anybody ever watch Twilight Zone? Yes, I loved it. I watched it with my daddy. And that was super exciting. And when Jensen and I were approached about bringing, funny enough, like the supernatural into it, as far as like angels and demons, and neither he nor I were really excited about that. It's sort of like, well, we don't want to be a religious show. Like, we're not talking about whether religion is good or bad. And Eric Kripke, who was still running the show at the time, was like, no. We're not trying to proselytize or preach to our viewers about the way they should feel about angels or demons or anything in between. We're just introducing a different dynamic to our medium of serialized television. And so it was for me, it was difficult to make that transition or to kind of comprehend it. But in hindsight, all of my favorite episodes are after we introduced, angels and demons. So I'm happy we did.
Yeah.
Nobody else? Jesus.
I just like episodes I was in, so
Me too. That's my point. Yes.
Exactly.
I only like Ruthie's episodes.
Yeah.
I discovered that pretty much the checks cleared either way.
I have a funny story.
Wait, you got paid? I gotta call my agent.
I don't know if Jim remembers this or if we've told anybody this, but the last day in Bobby Singer's house, we were all sad. We were all like, damn, like we shoot here every week. It felt like a home away from home. And there was this owl sculpture in Bobby Singer's house, and I had my eyes on it. And I'm like, as soon as they call a cut and they start to break down the set, I'm fucking taking that owl. So I did. And then we wrap the scene. They're about to start pulling all the books out and start to break apart the set. And I see Jim in there, and I'm like, hey man, like, he's like, yeah, this is weird. I was like, yeah, it really is. And he goes, and I'm not gonna lie, there was an owl on my desk. I was gonna steal it. And I was like, so I didn't say anything, but.
Well, it's not called theft, it's called it fell off a truck.
But you gave me the owl.
I did give it to him.
Yeah.
I went back to my trailer. I got it from where I had absconded it, and I brought it to Jimbo. I'm like, that was your house, dude. That was Bobby Singer's house. That belongs to you. So it was like a paperweight or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I sold it.
For crack cocaine.
Anyway, sorry, that just popped in my
No,
head.
that's delightful. We want those stories.
Yeah.
Great. And I love that it also seemed like you took it for him.
I guess in hindsight, maybe. No, I wanted it myself.
No,
but this
I know that,
asshole was like, I wanted that gold arm owl. I was like, who says gold?
Gall darn.
You said something weird. It didn't make any sense. Something from the 17th century. I don't know. I don't speak Scottish.
Gosh damn it.
Possibly. Yes. That.
So I'm going to talk. Thank you for conveniently sitting the three of you together at the end there. Talk to our bad guys. I mean, you had a redemption story, if you will.
It's bad. They're not bad.
Well, they're not bad.
He was misunderstood.
Well, that's what I want to get to. So I think that they all were misunderstood. And I think when you approach a character like you're given the bad guy, you're not playing them as the bad guy. You're playing them with their truth, right? Thank you, Jim. And I'm just wondering, you're going to pick that up later.
And he's only going to tell you in exchange for the owl. He's going to give you.
I'm just...
No, that's Jared's can. Don't anybody touch it. It's all right.
We'll sell it later on eBay. I'm just wondering, how did each of you decide how to approach your character to make them likable? Because sometimes we can not like the bad guy.
Well, I'd never play a villain, number one. I don't think if you play a bad guy, you should ever play a bad guy. But I think Supernatural made it sort of easy because I think Lucifer's origin story is something that anybody can have sympathy for. He's basically been betrayed by everybody he ever loved and betrayed for his virtues. And so I think anybody who has ever been in that position before would honestly feel pretty pissed off and want a little bit of revenge. So I think people understood, and I think no matter what kind of supernatural elements are floating around the show Supernatural, in the end it's a show about family and loyalty and love, and I think everybody can relate to that, right? So even the characters who were quote-unquote villains had that element to their lives that everybody could relate to.
I just think being naughty is different from being evil. And so naughty is kind of fun, and okay, somebody's stapled to the ceiling, whatever. Get over it,
Like that.
Ken just wanted to be left the F alone and retire. So I mean, there wasn't actually a conscious decision on my part. Just these scripts were so good, gosh darn it good. Is the words that
gosh darned.
gosh darn it. That it's all in the words. I mean, of course, John Battenberg officer, so he had a bit of influence on that.
I remember being on set. Phil Secretia was directing. I was doing a scene, and Tim was visiting. And this,
Yeah, just trying to get into a scene with Rowena.
you're trying to get in. And it was just so cool to meet you, having seen your previous work, and you were there on set on your day off, coming in, being so gracious and so supportive, and you kind of encouraged me. I was filming, and it was early on for me, and you were really encouraging, and you've been like that all the way through. Yeah, no, I remember.
There's nothing to do with the fact that they were serving lunch for free.
They were serving.
Exactly. Also, it was for Ruthie, it was very different than her other experiences on set with Jensen and Misha and me, where we're trying to torture her and make her laugh every single scene. So yeah, I can see why Amundsen would have been a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, it took.
Only compared to us.
Yeah.
Not on his own, but compared to us. It's a little more.
It took 6 years, but you did break me in the end. You did, yeah.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. We get to see each season's bloopers and things like that. Only so many of them made it. So please share more with us, because those are gold to us. Do you tell us about breaking Ruthie? Tell us about breaking Mark.
I mean, I'm not going to tell you that one, but there was a season before that where, there's children in this audience, so please, Jan had brought out a gigantic object, and I was just concentrating on the scene, and I'm quite naive. I didn't know it was a sex toy, so it didn't work, because I didn't even realize what it was. Was I not supposed to tell that story?
You can tell whatever story you want.
I didn't even realize.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I have forgotten a bunch of the gags, a bunch of the bloopers. But I remember at the end of the year, we would have a rap party, a cast and crew rap party, and it would usually just be wherever we were filming the last scene of the year. And then people would kind of like start getting their trailers ready, and we'd have some pizza and probably some beers and stuff, and they would air the blooper reel. And I remember there were a few times, a few seasons, where Ackles and I would watch it and be like, oh shit, they must not have added, or we call it printed, they must not have printed that time when we said this or said that. I've forgotten a lot of them. I hope to remember them. I'm gonna try and remember them. But we had so much fun. It was just fun.
I do want to say that it did seem like every single time we shot anything, it seemed to be that you had the blooper reel in mind and you were always trying for content for the blooper reel. It did seem like that.
You know what's funny is that, I'll speak for myself, I never once had the blooper reel in mind. I honestly got, until after it happened,
She doesn't believe you.
I know.
I mean in a good way. It was, you were
No,
always looking for the fun.
I'm not taking it as an insult, but I think it was just, I mean, Hamlet said it best, the play is the thing. I think I was just playing, you know? And then I was like, oh, that'd be funny. But then that night or an hour later, it would be like, oh shit, that'd be a funny blooper, like in the gag reel. So I never really, sometimes, like when we pied Misha in the face or something, I knew that was good, like for the...
Misha. You guys pied Misha in the face?
More than once.
You broke his nose?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
you're like RoboCop.
well, basically, you'll know that Misha directed an episode, and we were trying to prank him the whole time. And so we had a foil pan that we had just filled up with whipped cream, and I'm hiding in the middle of his bunker. And so the problem is that I'm hiding. The camera is such that I can see him coming from Video Village, and I'm sitting there with like a foil pan and whipped cream, and that's it. And so I wasn't trying to hurt him. I was just trying to do it rapidly so he couldn't get away. So as soon as he goes through the door, I just go wham, like as fast as I can, which also like 4 equals mass times acceleration.
Check out the big brain on Jared, everybody.
This is the math lesson. But yeah, so it smashed him in the face. I thought like, I got him. But there was whipped cream like all over the place. Like on the ceiling of the studio. It was
impact.
Yeah.
And Misha's nose was on the ceiling.
It didn't occur to me until later, like, oh, that probably hurt. It's basically like getting like whipped cream is nothing. It's basically someone walks through a door and the other person just goes.
It's a boss root punch.
It's a bucket. It's full.
It's not like a little foil.
Kickboxing. Yeah.
What was it? Is that on film?
Yes.
Oh fuck.
I'll send it to you.
Okay, we'll see.
Put it in the group chat.
Tim, I feel like they respected you too much to prank you.
Not true. Because there was, I don't know if it ever made any of the reels, but there was a scene on my first episode, which, first one of it is, I'm walking down the cell block and trying to look as badass as I possibly can, and it's just kind of in silhouette, and suddenly I hear this lilting song from Gallivan, my own voice singing, like, in my head as a Band of the Bone is playing, and then suddenly I hear, I want to shoot him with a crossbow, I want to stab him in the arm. And I was like, what the hell is it? So I ended up doing I just went with it, did a nice pirouette. I don't know if I made more, but you know, Ruthie said something very nice about me, so thinking, which if I wasn't ever nice to anybody on the set, especially you, but this goes for everybody on this. I was harder than the show, but somebody just must have got the vibe because I was doing the show, this show called Psychic there for many years. And one day I took my daughters, that was a smattering of boss thinking. I took my teenage daughters to set, and y'all were just incredibly sweet to them. I've got amazing photos, and Mark was not. But I know you would have been sweet. So this cast has been so lovely. I mean, to my family, you're just the bestest people, and I'm super lucky I got to be part of it.
There's obviously, I have some fan questions, but before I get to that, I'm wondering, and you guys can create the new slogan. I don't want to make it, I don't want to replace it. But obviously, saving people, hunting things, the family business. Speaking to that sort of family dynamic of the experience of being on the show. What was all your personal experiences like? So instead of saving people, it's like you could replace that hunting things. You weren't hunting things. You were filming a show, but it's still the family business. So we could create like a 3-phrase sort of thing, still ending with family business. So it's like you did this, family business is sort of your experience of being in the supernatural.
Great question.
Meeting God, having babies, the family business. Did I go too far?
Wow. Meeting Ruby, having babies, the family business.
Those are very specific. And I learned, yes, now I like that each of you have to create your own. Look what they've done. I love it.
It's true. For me, and like to the point about the gag reel or the blooper reel, I never really thought like this would be a funny gag. Other than the mission, there were a few things like we're gonna do a prank, but otherwise we were just playing. And so somebody said this one time, and the word success can have connotations, but somebody said something to the effect of success is what happens when you're too busy working to realize it. And they said it better than I said it, but I think for 15 years, I know Jensen and I and a lot of these guys and gals that have been part of the cast and crew, we were doing our job. And like, okay, tomorrow, what time are we waking up? 6 a.m.? That's gonna suck, but okay. And we get home at midnight, and like, what time do we wake up tomorrow? Okay, 10 a.m.? Cool. And then a season would be gone. I heard this about kids, and I've found it to be true. Again, someone said, the days are long and the years are short. And that's how I really feel about Supernatural, because when I think about my part on it, my involvement with it, 15 years. So kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade, sixth grade, seventh grade, eighth grade, freshman year of high school, sophomore year of high school, junior year of high school, senior year of high school, freshman year of college, sophomore year of college. Like it was.
You didn't go to again. Check out the big brain on Jared, everybody. There's a lot of numbers you just did, buddy.
Well, I had to count my fingers. That's why I'm using my hands to count. But it was a long time, and when I think back at it now, and some of y'all know, I'm watching the show for the first time with my sons. It's wild to see because I see some episodes and I see some scenes and I'm like, oh my God, I remember that. I remember the camera, I remember what I had for lunch, I remember where it was, et cetera, what I was going through in my life. But at the time I didn't think about it. It was just, okay, you wake up, you take a shower, you brush your teeth, you have your coffee and go like, okay, going to work. You go home, you go to bed, wake up, shower, brush your teeth, have your coffee, go to work, so it was just like, life was just happening. Like we weren't doing this so that life could happen someday. This was just life. So it felt like work sometimes, obviously because you're exhausted or you have a broken bone, usually me. But then all of a sudden you're signing a DVD, like 15 season DVD of Supernatural, and you're like, 15 seasons? Holy shit, like who did that? And so for me it was just kind of like, don't wait for life. Life is right now.
That's stunning. Yeah. It's really special you get to share that with your sons now too. Like that you're sharing it now with your family too. Like, because that's just an extra step of, instead of you just doing a rewatch yourself, it's such an added element.
And because I'm so close to Jim Beaver physically right now, I'm gonna sell him out. I don't know if it was a year ago or 2 years ago, but he texted me, he's like, hey, been watching Supernatural with my daughter. I hadn't really seen it before. You're actually pretty good. And I was like, thanks. But I said the same thing to Ackles, God, a month ago. I was like, dude, like I always knew you could act, like we're acting together, but I was too in it to see everything else he was doing. And I was like, you're actually kind of fucking good, dude. And he's like, oh, okay, is this going somewhere? Oh, no, that's it. Like, that's all I have to offer. But I'm so impressed by the cast that we had, the crew that we had, the writers, to Amundsen's point, like, the scripts were friggin' incredible. So, yeah, it's been a fun exploration.
I love it. Well, I have some lovely fan questions that I got sent. So the first one I'd love to ask y'all is, what were the most challenging stunts or action sequences that any of you had to do during the seasons? And that's from Lucas from San Jose.
Just walking.
Walking Dead. Most challenging stunt sequence, I think that I had, a few. The one that sticks out initially is jumping through the stained glass windows with Mark Ralston, who's here. When Alistair is going to get us, season 4, and they had walked us through it, and they're like, hey, you're going to be dropping 14 feet or 16 feet, whatever it is, and here are the pads. And so we did it before they put the stained glass window in. It was on the stage. And so we did it just to feel the feeling of free fall. Like, it's strange when you go, I'm not a bungee jumper or a skydiver or anything. And so for me, it was a strange experience to go and you jump and you're kind of still going, and all of a sudden you just start to fall. But they wanted us to do it to feel how it felt on the pad and get used to like what we're gonna do, how we're gonna land. And then they're like, okay, we're gonna go ahead and put the stained glass window in. And so we go to our trailers or something, and they put the stained glass window in, and it wasn't opaque. Like you could kind of see light coming in through it, but you couldn't see shit. Like, you're like, are they pranking us? Are we gonna jump through this and there's no pad there? Which I would have put past them because we had pranked everybody. And so that feeling of just, it was like a free fall. Like, okay, like if they're pranking us, they pull the pad out or somebody forgot to put it in, here we go. Because you couldn't, to get around to see, you had to leave the set, you had to walk downstairs, walk down more stairs, go around, see the pad, see the stained glass window, and then go back up. And so at some point in time, I was like, okay, I guess we're doing this. So that was the most unsettled I was. That and the bees from bugs. That sucked. Yeah, that sucked.
Anyone else?
I mean, I think the most challenging one for me was when Jensen and I had to strap up in harnesses because we were going to go airborne. He was Michael and I was Lucifer. We were going to have our little fight in the sky. Now, Jensen was able to pull it off, but we had harnesses that went from our knees up to our titties, and it was tied super tight, so I couldn't really move at all. And so, I think I had a little fight with you in the beginning that was choreographed really cool. It was like this Aikido Jitsu thing that was kind of cool, and then Jensen and I phase off, we run across the church at each other and then fly sort of like 1982 Superman through the sky. Now, when I look back at it, like Jensen looked like a normal human being running, like an athletic guy running. I looked like Tim Conway Tim Conway in the sketches that he would do with Mrs. Wiggins. And he'd just do, when he was the old man who could he would walk like this. Super hilarious. But then when we got in the air, it was like a hockey fight. Like we're pulling the shirt of like that. Two archangels. Which was incredibly hard to control. You couldn't control because we're suspended, so it's like we're moving. I think I actually clipped Jensen's jaw one time by accident. Super hard to control that fight. And I don't know that the payoff was that interesting in the end. But that was hard. That was rough.
It was a very physical show, which I really like. And I want to get in about it, and I want to try and do my own thing if I can. But I was doing everything in like 5 or 6 inch heels at the same time. And I remember one time a director saying, "Can you just drop?" And I was like, "Okay, I can. I also am dropping an extra 6 inches. That there's an extra fall." I remember doing one with you where I think you had to grab me by the throat and I had to levitate up, and then as I'm moving backwards, hit myself off of the wall saying Latin.
Oh, I remember.
Do you remember?
Yeah, but weren't you also on like a dog
I was on
or
a dog.
something? And it was weird. Yeah, it was super hard to coordinate all that stuff. And
It was so fun
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
It was awesome. And
when
just,
you were stealing my grace, basically. That was the whole episode when you were
Yeah.
stealing. All you guys were stealing my grace and humiliating me.
it was really fun though.
It was
And
fun.
it was a real team effort. And this is just a complete segue that's not to do with that question, but when we were talking about the previous question about family, I just remembered that Tracy Mark's wife knitted Margaret a jumper when she was born.
Yeah.
And like, we are so lucky. Like, we are, the family aspect of this. And it's partly because we have these conventions together, I think. I think we'd all be in each other's lives because of the filming, but because we have these, this keeps the family together. And it's wonderful. It's
The most amazing thing about getting to these conventions is because I only did a few episodes, so I did get to work with half the people up here. And so it's conventions and getting to hang out in the green room where I really got to become friends with these people. And it's like, oh, this is SB, my supernatural family, because we see each other in these things. And so I'm so grateful to get to come out for people all like you, come out and watch us do these things, because it gets me to hang out with the family I never got to really work with. So thank you, and thank all of you.
Yeah. Well, we have another question from Diego. And Diego from San Diego is wondering, what surprised you most
Did you
about
say
your character?
Diego from San Diego? Is there a saint in the audience?
I don't make this up.
That's
It's just-
amazing. I love
But
it.
that is amazing, and I read it, and I didn't even realize what I read, so thank you for calling that out. But Diego from San Diego is wondering, what surprised you most about your character and how they evolved over time?
Oh gosh. Well, from the local patron saint, Diego, surprise is not the right. I don't know if I have something that surprised me. Again, to what I said earlier, like, okay, here's a new script. This is what I'm doing. So it wasn't about surprise as much as like, kind of, what I say, like, bumped me, like, occurred to me. In hindsight was how much Sam went through and how he kept trying to evolve. I'm gonna say this again, and my friends all make fun of me, but I heard somebody say evolution is the muse of nature. And so Sam, I feel like, was consistently evolving. Sometimes in ways that weren't my favorite, sometimes in ways where I'm like, Amelia, who's a lovely person, but I was like, is he really? But I got to live alongside with Sam as he went through so much. And so surprise isn't the right word for me to use in that realm, but I was impressed and thankful that he kept on trying to figure out what to do next. And what to do next wasn't correct a week prior, or a week prior, or a year prior. But he was like, okay, well, here's the situation right now. What am I going to do about this? And then, okay, here's the situation right now. What am I going to do about this? And et cetera, et cetera. And so he was very flexible, and I appreciated that.
Jim, did you evolve? Did you evolve?
I evolved long before the show started. And then I stopped.
Great.
You went extinct before the show started.
Such a tease.
The fossilized Jim Beaver, everybody.
The biggest surprise for me was diet.
Yeah. That'll do it.
Actually, there's more to it than that. In season 7, when they decided in their infinite wisdom that they were going to kill off Bobby, they called me and told me they were going to kill off Bobby, but not to worry, I was coming back as a ghost. And I thought, okay, great, it's supernatural. We flip around in different versions of ourselves all the time. And we were shooting Death's Door, and I'm thinking, okay, we'll shoot this episode, and then, in a week or two, I'll be back as a ghost, and we'll continue on. And in the middle of the episode, they told me that we had a safety meeting, which is when a couple of times a year they gather all the crew around and tell them where the fire extinguishers are, basically. And so they asked me to come to the safety meeting, and I got there, and the entire crew was sitting in folding chairs in front of a screen, and then they ran a video tribute to Bobby. And I thought, oh shit. This is real. And it was. But we were halfway through Death's Door before I realized I was gone. So that was surprising.
It was very surprising.
But, death's that way.
It's better than walking in a room and suddenly realizing everything's been covered in sheets of plastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goodness. We got you back though.
Oh, did you guys ever see Benjamin Button? You know that movie?
Yeah.
Right, where the guy ages in reverse. I feel like that's sort of what happened with Lucifer. Like Lucifer started out as a very intense, princely, regal prince of darkness, the big bad, and then turned into the 6-year-old who got into the liquor cabinet and just started fucking up the house. Both were super fun to play, and I really loved the unhingedness of the later Lucifer and it really started after I was in your head. Like from that time on, fucking with you, and then it started. It felt like they just started playing off of that sense of humor, that broad sense of humor. Super fun because I just had to get into my 6-year-old self and have fun, no repercussions. So that was a surprise and interesting arc for my character.
All right. Well, can you believe it? We've done it. This is our time. What? I'm sorry. I know. I'm not in charge of the universe's timepiece, but that is our time. Can we thank our supernatural